All right, then welcome back. Yeah, so let's start building our category page. But before then, we need to actually set up some things in our readers. We need to set the current category. So if I should click this, I want to set this category as my current category so I can display that. If you remember, we just returned in the list of categories, but we need to actually get the current category that the user clicks on. So to do this, we need to set up some few things in our readers. So let's just go into our constant and just define some few things. We already have this, which is save category. This will let us save a single category. So let's go into our actions and right here in our categories. So right here, let's just go ahead and create that action. Okay, so we're going to export constant, and this will be set current category, which is the category the user actually clicks on. So this we have a payload. These are just variable name. You can call it whatever you want. And right here, we're going to return. Just going to return an object and the type of the action. Okay, this will be save category. Okay, so this will be the type for the action. And right here, we're just going to return the payload too. Okay, so basically this is just all we need to do. Then we need to actually receive this action in the Redux. Okay, so let's go into our Redux. uh, we need to actually accept this action and give it a something to actually do when this action is received. So let's go into our Redux and in our products, in our category rather. So we're just going to copy this just to make sure everything runs faster. And right here, we're just going to give this another state, another initial state, which is the current category. Okay. And the current category, let's just set this to null because we don't have a value for it on the initial state unless the user clicks on it. Okay. Unless the user clicks the more button, that's when we're going to set the current category. Okay, so right here we're just going to, let's just paste this, and the case is save category. Okay, that's the case, and let's just import this. And right here we just want to say current current category is equal to action dot payload, and basically this is all we need to do. And yeah, so let's just go ahead and close this and start using um this, and let's just start using this method that we created in our view. So for the category page, let's just go into our views category. So right here, what we need to do right now is to connect this component or this view to the readers. Okay, we need to actually connect this with readers, and I've showed you how you can actually do this. You can use um, React readers. You use the connect method from React readers to actually connect your views. Okay, so this will be that, and right here, let's just map our state and our dispatch. Okay, because we need to actually fetch the category from the endpoint and save it to Redux. That means we need to dispatch an action. So the first one it will be map state to props. In my video, in my previous video, I've explained uh, how you can just do this, and I explain why we're doing it. So if you've not watched that video, I will strongly advise you to quit this video right now and go and watch that. Okay, so makes sense. Right here, constant, we just want to destructure the current category. Okay, from category. Okay, if you remember in our readers, we actually setting it as current category. So the next thing we need to do is to actually return the values that we've destructured. This will be current category. Okay, which makes sense. And now can just do a map state to props. Okay, now we need to also map some dispatch to props. So let's just go ahead and do that. So this will be constant map dispatch to props, and right here this will be an object, and we just want to set current, okay, which is the current category, which is the method that we created earlier, guys. So that's the method we created earlier. So we don't need this. So that's it. And basically this is all we need to do. Constant map dispatch to props. Yeah, everything looks good. And let's just put this as our second parameter uh, to Readers Connect. All right, so that's good. Everything looks good so far. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and let's just console.log props so that you can see that those values have been matched to the props. So let's go ahead and click on more. So let's see that now, and you can see those values have now been matched to our props. You can see we don't have a current category yet, and set category is actually a method. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to actually destructure those values that we map into our props. So let's just go ahead and destructure them. The first one is the current category. Okay, current category, and the next one is set current category. Okay, makes sense. Is this set current category? Yeah. So props from props. Okay, with the structuring those values from our props. And another thing we need to actually do is, if you notice, we're actually passing an ID right here. Okay, so we need to actually get the ID that we're passing. So to actually do this, let's just say constant, and we want to destructure ID from the use parameter from React router DOM. Okay, so yeah, from React router DOM, we want to actually get that. Okay, so we've gotten the ID now, and if I should do a console.log, I love to visualize my work on that, and you can see that. Let me see, let's see console, and you can see the ID. So if I put an ID of any ID right here and just loads that, and that should come up. Okay, so we're getting the ID, so we need to actually send the ID to the backend to actually fetch the category that owns the ID. Okay, hope this makes sense to you guys. We can What we can do is we can actually, since we're getting the all the categories here, we can also do a filter, but I just want to show you how to do it this way, because this is like a more standard and suitable way to actually go around it. So if you notice, in our category request, in our service that we created, let me see, services request category, we actually need to create that get category request. So let's go into our category request and do that. Okay, so right here we just go and say category request. Okay, so dot get a category. Okay, so for get a category, we're expecting what are we expecting? We're expecting an ID for that, and right here we just need to return fetch. Okay, we just need to return fetch, and what else do we need to do? We need to actually pass some parameters. So the URL will actually be This will actually be category. Okay, this that will be category slash, and why this will be ID. Okay, so we're actually putting these two values together. All right. Then let's miss that. Yeah. So it's going to be like this, and the method will actually be a get request. Okay, and this needs to be a string, get. All right. So I think that's all, and that's all we need to do. We actually need to now use this method that we created. Okay, so let's just go, and right here we're just going to create a simple method. So this will be constant, and we're just going to call this undo um get a category. Okay, so that would be an async. Okay, that would be an async method, and right here we're just going to use that service that we just created. Okay, so we're just going to put this in a try and catch ball, just like we did earlier, and if we have an error, we can just console log on the error. So like I said, if you're working on a real project, you might want to handle your errors properly. You might want to display those errors to the users, or keep a log of those errors in case you need to actually preview them. So this will be constant category. Okay, and this will be await. Okay, remember we need to use the await because this is an async. So we use it with loading hook that we created. If you remember, we created a loading with loading hook. So let's just import that and actually use that. Okay, so makes sense. And then I need to actually category request. We need to actually bring that service now. Okay, and this will be get a category. I don't know why my virtual studio is not giving me autocomplete, but then we can just type everything out. So this is our wait. Yeah, this is an async method. Let's just go ahead and import values. So this will be, the first one is uh, use loading from hooks slash use uh, loading. Okay, that's the first import we need to do, and the second import will be the request itself. Okay, the service. So this will be category request, and we need to import this from services. Okay, services slash request. Okay, and this will be request slash slash category. Okay, makes sense so far. And what we can do is we can now save current category. We can then save current category with the data we're getting from the request. So this will be category dot data. Okay, makes sense. We still need to actually do one thing or two. So constant, we need to destructure um the loading. So this will be loading, and this will be with loading. Okay, makes sense. We need to destructure that from uh use loading. Okay, all right, makes sense. So let's just try this out and see. I think we don't have any error. So we have a problem right here. Let me see that with loading, the structuring declaration. I only allow within async, and whereas this is an async, yeah. So we have a typo right here. So that, I guess that's where the error is coming from. And yeah, so let's just see that. So this actually set current category. So don't let's miss the spelling. Set current category. And yeah, so let's see that again. Could not resolve. Okay. I think this request. uh, it's actually request. Okay, so all right. So I think we just make a very huge mistake. Um, and the mistake we made is a very common mistake. So we've created this method, but we didn't actually use it. So that's why I said it's a very common mistake with junior developers. So let's just go ahead and use that method. So right here in our use effect hook, okay, use effect hook, we need to actually call this undo method. So this will be, and let's just follow the normal naming convention for naming methods in JavaScript or programming in general. So this will be the get category method, and we just want this to run just once. Okay, so it makes sense now, I think. Yeah, so let's just see that in action. Yeah, so we're sending this request now and we're getting that, and in our Redux we should have a value for that now. Let's see, let me just refresh so that we can just capture everything. Let's see our Redux save category. So yeah, so we have the current category, we have it right here. Okay, so we should go. Yeah, so makes sense. And you can see we have the current category right now. So this is the initial state, everything is null, but current category, let me see that. Let me just actually see the tree. So you can see the current category with the product. All right, makes sense, makes sense. Okay, so let's start. The first thing we need to do is to check if the loading is true, so that we can show the user we're getting request. We're actually loading some data from our endpoint. So if loading is true, current category is true, that means we've now have values within our category. So we're just going to say h4, and right here we're just going to say loading category. Okay, makes sense. And right here this should be a 3.h4. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is, if we now have our data and everything works according to plan, we're just going to say render our container. Okay, this is just a class name, and what we need to render is the category card. Okay, so this will be category card, and right here we just say category equal to the current category, and right here we just say show more to be equal to show more will now be equal to false, because we don't actually need that. And yeah, so I think that's all we need to do. And right here we're just going to slash div, and yeah, I think that's all right. Let's just check, let's just double check on everything. Card, category card, we just see that. All right, I think this makes sense. And loading category, yeah. So we have the list of the category products, and let's see for this. You can see that, and let's just click this. Yeah, so everything works fine now. So the next video we're going to be working on the product page just to make sure everything works fine. For we don't need to actually render this class because it's not giving it the alignment. Yeah, so we have that alignment right now. So makes sense. We can just do away with this. So we can just do away with that, and this will be yeah. All right. So I think this should work. Yeah, that works. So see you next video. So we're going to be building the products page just like we've done for the category. We're just going to be doing the same thing for our product page. So I'll see you next video.